Hi, everyone. I want to introduce one who believes because he's going to talk about. Everybody knows one who believes already, but anyway, he's going to be talking about people that have been saying there's too much money. Well, it's not too much money, and he's going to explain why. And so, tell us about it. One who believes.
Alrighty then. Thank you, Gary. So anyway, what I'm hearing a lot of the naysayers say right now is that it's just too much money to drop on the public with all this money that's coming in, and in a way they're right. It is, but it's not set up that way. So when you realize how it's set up, you're going to recognize that it's not too much money and why you should go for the higher rate. So let me read the post. This is in Dinar Chronicles as well. It's called "Too Much Money." For those who can't get over the idea of these huge Zim payouts, and it's easy to understand, I have an explanation that will make sense to you. This explanation will answer two questions at once. Number one, how could we be given so much money? Question number two, with so much money, why should we go for the higher rates? First, you have to realize most of this money will be locked up in a structured payout program or plan for 50 years. That means that no matter how much money you get, it will not be in your hands for 50 years. And by the way, know this, the world will be a very different place in 50 years. So what does that mean now? This means that what you are actually negotiating for is the size of your quarterly interest payment. That's all you will be getting for 50 years, just interest. For the most part, you will be doing your humanitarian projects primarily from an income stream that is only a tiny percentage of your actual cash. Yes, technically, you will have a lot of zeros in your account, but in practicality, you will only be working with a tiny percentage of it each quarter or month for 50 years. So for all those who say that you won't be allowed to have that much money, you're partly right. You're partly right, as you won't have access to the whole amount at once, at least not for 50 years. The elders have thought of everything. So they give you a huge amount of cash, and at the same time, they meter it out to you in a usable monthly income stream to do your humanitarian work. This way, there won't be this huge cash dropping on the world at once. Just the interest from that cash. That seems like a perfect plan to me. After all, there's no way you could spend all that money on anything anyway, and frankly, by the time you get it all in cash, there will be nothing to buy then either. So why go for the higher rate? That is simple to understand because in actuality, you're only getting interest on the money. So the more principal you get, the more interest you get. In contrast, if you actually got all your money in cash, you wouldn't need as much of the principal. But since you are only getting interest in income stream, then the more principal you have, the more income you will get. Here's the math. Let's do a low interest rate of 1% for our discussion here, although I understand the rates will be much better. This means that for every dollar you get in principal, you will get 1 cent per year in income. That means for every $1,200 you get in principal, you will get $12 a year in income, which is $1 a month for your project. Clearly, this means that the higher the rate you get, the more principal you will have in your account and the more income per month you will have to work with. Higher rate equals more income. The bottom line is that you are basically exchanging for a 50-year income with a cash payout at the end. Of course, this only applies to the higher rates that require a structured payout interest income plan. This answers the naysayers who claim that there will be too much money in the market if we got cash. And they're right. But the elders have already thought of everything and are actually giving us income with a cash payout as a bonus in 50 years, or whatever your plan is set for. However, by the time you get all cash, that all cash payout, it will most likely be useless as everything will be free by then. The elders have have been working on this plan way longer than we have been alive, and I have to defer to their judgment and trust their benevolence. After all, they are already giving all of their gold to the world for free. Why would our exchanges be any less benevolent? Have faith in the plan. After all, they've been working it, implementing it, and improving it over thousands of years. The world is in good hands now. Feel good, feel free, and be relaxed. May you get everything you want and live the life of your dreams. Signed, One Who Believes.
Thank you so much. That really explains the structured payout and how that's really a neat deal. Now there's the structured payout. There would be a little there would be it won't be just interest only. I think that it will be like a 50-year plan. It would probably be an amortization.
No, it's like a CD. The way I understand it, it's interest only, and then when the program is up, like some people have shorter programs, you can reinstate it again. But at the end of the program, you get all of your principal, is the way I understand it. So it's more like a CD. They hold your money for a certain amount of time, and they give you an interest payout from it quarterly. And at the end of that period, you get all your money back.
Well, I think it would probably put a financial bind if if all this is done in, but the whole, basically to hundreds of thousands of people all the same month of the year, and 50 years later, and it's all scheduled for 50 years. So they can't do it.
That's the money bomb I was talking about on the other post.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, there's going to be so much money dropped on the world, but there won't be anything to buy. The energy will be free. You'll have your own machines that create whatever you want. There'll be plenty of food. And by the way, when we move to our higher light bodies, you won't need to eat food. You'll only eat it if you want to. In the same way as you look at a sunset when you want to enjoy it, or you listen to music when you want to enjoy it, you'll eat because you enjoy it, not because you have to.
Well, 50 years, it'll be a completely different world.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why I say by the time that payout happens, the money will be useless.
Right.
What you're going for is you're going for income, and when you're going for income, then the high rates make sense.
Well, thank you so much for your thorough explanation.
You're welcome.
Anyway, pass this on to your friends and tell them to really be relaxed, because everything seems to be falling right in place and everything's worked out for our favor. And but test everything and think everything over and but stay relaxed, because I think we are in good hands.
And by the way, we're going to be doing that question and answer call, probably a day or so. So if anybody has any questions on this, put them in the notes down below, put them in the comments down below, and I'll gather up all the questions from all the videos I've done with you and see if we can answer them on a call.
Great. Well, so everybody be thinking about that. Anything you need to know about currencies or whatever, and because you got a person here that's got a wealth of knowledge in all kinds of different areas. I can see that. So thank you so much, One Who Believes.
Well, you're welcome.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off now, everyone. And so just click below and go to this, and thank you so much. And thank you again.
You're welcome.
Right now.